27 to go. McNabb dropping foot. It's intercepted at the 10 to the 20.
He's gone.
Going coast to coast. Rodney Barber to the 50 to the 40. Barber to the 30. Nobody's going to touch him. Rodney Barber 10-5. Super Bowl, and they're trying to win it for us. Third down, 18, dropping Gannon, looking Gannon, throws up the middle. It's intercepted at the 40. Derek Brooks 30, Brooks to the 29, 20. Derek Brooks all the way. There it is. The dagger's in. We're going to win the Super Bowl. And a Halston over the top. Second effort. He's got it. We think. They think they can. There it is. The three-point triumph. He's sacked at the 41-yard line. That time the blitz pays off. And down and 10. Blitz coming. Heineke flushed it. He's sacked at the 41-yard line. That time the blitz pays off. And Levante David has a quarterback sack. Here's the snap. Play action fake. Brady looking. Throws toward the end zone. Caught ball. Touchdown Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rob Gronkowski's got 2 today. Chiefs dropping to throw Mahomes. We run a stunt, and we sack him at the 50-yard line. Wow, he's clobbered. Fumble the football, recovered by the line. There's the snap. Mahomes running to his right. Look out, he may run. Mahomes directly goes toward the end zone. Battle intercepted. Picked off in the end zone. Bucs are going to beat the Chiefs. We're the champions of the world, and we still have a minute 33 to go. Devin White, what a great second season. Here's the snap. Brady dropping, looking. Brady throws. Caught ball. It's caught. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Rachaad White. Touchdown Buccaneers. Fire the cannons. Bucs tie the game at 16. Down goal the snap. Brady's going to throw. Looking. Throws a dart. That's caught. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin. He makes the catch right beneath the goalpost. Mayfield has time, cocks the arm, runs the ball. He's going to run to the 30. He runs to the 35. He has a first down. Wow. Iffy ankle. Bruised ribs. He's got guts. Hey, the 6 guys up front. Bucs dig in. 2-point try. Push. And I don't know if he got it. They have not indicated yet. He did not get it in. In motion, Shepard to the left. We fake the end around, hand the ball off, running to the right. Irving inside the 10 to the 5. 3-2-1. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Bucky Irving takes it to the house. Second down, 10. Rachaad White now in the backfield. Baker Mayfield throws the sideline route downfield. Caught ball to the 5. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Mike Evans does it again. Fire the cannons, Bucs. Here's the snap to Rattler. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass. Near sideline. Incomplete pass. Bucs take the ball away. On downs. Now in motion. Mike Evans strips over to the left slot. Baker Mayfield shotgun. They know what we're going to do. Baker Mayfield looks, throws the ball to caught ball. Evans, he's got it to the 40-yard line. 1,000 plus Mike Evans. 11 seasons in a row. How about them Buccaneers?
What's going on, crew? Hope you guys are all doing well. It is prime time football. You know what that means. The Buccaneers might lose. I'm just kidding. I hope you guys are doing well here on a Monday. It's a little early for the Frozen Pirate podcast, but the Buccaneers are playing on Monday night, prime time against the Houston Texans. I want to know how you guys feeling. How you guys feeling about this matchup? I'm going to get into it a little bit. I'm going to break down my thoughts and my takes on this game. I'm going to give you guys two X factors on offense and defense, and I'll get into how I think this game might play out. Final predictions as well. There's a lot to talk about, but before we do, obviously, I hope you guys are all doing well out there. Some tragic events last week, and I know a lot of people were affected by that stuff, but I mean, obviously this, and I know a lot of people don't like when I do this maybe, but it's my platform and I figured I'll do it if I want. Like I said, just be kind to one another, man. Just be kind. Obviously, recording this outside because it is a beautiful day here in Massachusetts. I'm trying to enjoy the last of the nice weather here because next thing you know, it's going to be October and it's going to be freezing out here. But yeah, like I said, just treat each other kind, man. It's okay to have a difference in opinion. Obviously, uh, in football, especially with sports, we're all going to have differences in opinion, but we don't need to take each other's heads off and stuff like that. But enough of that, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Christopher Cole, game night. Absolutely. It is game night. Game night, prime time, Houston Texans, the Buccaneers, and the Houston Texans have had some key matchups in the past. Recently with CJ Stroud's rookie year, we lost a heartbreaker there. We're 1-5 against the Houston Texans. The only time we've gotten a win against the Houston Texans was actually, I think, their first year of existence, which is in 2003. I think it was like a 16-3 game, if I'm not mistaken. But that's all history. Again, we're 1-5, and obviously, not a good record against an AFC team, especially from the AFC South. But I do want to talk about a few things. And, you know, I don't I see a lot of people out there, and I heard some comments, I think it was from Baker, like, yeah, we know how prime time is, we don't really like to sit around and wait. And I kind of don't like that. It's you're on prime time, the nation's watching you. This is a good opportunity for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to prove a lot of people wrong. A lot of doubters out there still don't believe in this team like we do here in the Tampa Bay sports community, uh, including myself. I'm a big believer of this team. I predicted them to go to the Super Bowl, NFC Championship, obviously. But a few things that I want to talk about that I want to get into is right out the gate, the injury report. Obviously, no Godwin. A lot of people were all excited about Godwin and Tristan Wirfs practicing. That doesn't really mean anything. It's just to kind of get them going. So no Godwin, obviously no Tristan Wirfs, questionable. Luke Gedeke, Christian Izien, and Benjamin Morrison. I really want to see Benjamin Morrison out there. And again, I'm just kind of going off of right now. This could all change. So for the Texans, it's center Jake Andrews with an ankle. Christian Kirk, he's out with a hamstring, and Braxton Barrows is out. Those are some of the notable names. Both teams are banged up early on in the season. Will that play a role? Yeah, I mean, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive line is the most important thing right now for the offense. You have to protect Baker Mayfield. That's a key to this game. In order for the Buccaneers offense to start gaining a rhythm, momentum, you have to protect Baker Mayfield. You have to give him time to throw the football. Virgin Boys, what's going on, man? Appreciate you guys tuning in. This defense needs to get some turnovers for the injured offense. I'm going to get into that, so stay tuned. But Baker Mayfield needs to be protected. This offensive line have to do the best they can and block to the best of their abilities. You have to keep Baker upright. I can't see another situation like Atlanta. Do I think this is going to be a very similar situation like Atlanta? Do I think it's going to play out like that? I think so, because a lot of the pieces for the Buccaneers are still not there with Chris Godwin and Tristan Wirfs. Tristan Wirfs is such a key contributor to that offense. He makes a huge impact for that team. bear with me because again, new laptop. It does this weird thing. I don't know what that's about. I like it, but I don't like it because sometimes it goes up high and it kind of cuts my head. uh, gotta love it. But Tristan Wirfs means so much to this offense, and right now you kind of have guys shuffling around like nobody knew. And it was kind of strange too because people were like, "Why is Graham Barton playing left tackle? Why do they put him over there? You know, and this is going to be an issue." I mean, guys, he played left tackle in college, so it just kind of came naturally to him. But this offensive line has to protect Baker Mayfield, especially going up against this Houston Texans defense. I mean, I'm not saying that they're fantastic. I'm not saying that they're great. But tit for tat, they're gonna want to get their licks in on Baker. You know, and Baker Mayfield's, I believe his Monday night primetime record, I think he's like 1-7. Uh, it's not good. So and another thing too that I'm reading here, if I'm wow, Buccaneers did not win any primetime games in 2024. So obviously it's no secret. We're not very good on primetime for some reason, but I think the tides change tonight. I think you're going to see a different Buccaneer ball club step on that field. You know, it's going to be a hostile crowd. Houston's going to be loud. Um, but I'm not really worried about that because Atlanta was loud. Once you take the crowd out of the game, that's huge because you start to quiet everybody down, and it's just better off for the offense, honestly. Another thing that they have to do is they have to establish this running game early. You can't have a repeat of last week, in my opinion. Bucky Irving needs to run the football better than that. The team needs to run the football better than that. And I understand the offensive line is banged up, but we got to see better. We have to see better. I got to see Bucky at least get 80 yards. I need to see Rashad White catching footballs out of the backfield. I want to see him get more involved in the run game. Um, I'd like to see Sean Tucker get a little bit going. I mean, I think if you get all three of those guys involved early and they start gaining a rhythm, and it's tough because I understand where Rashad's coming from. I understand where Bucky and Sean Tucker, these guys want to pat stats. I get it. But unfortunately, like if these guys can just all, you know, it's for a greater good. It's you're competing for a Super Bowl here. I understand you want the stats. But I mean, a Super Bowl is a little bit more important, in my opinion. So they got to establish the running game early, because again, we can't have a repeat of what we've seen with Atlanta. Atlanta started off red hot, and let's face facts. The only reason why the Buccaneers lost that game is because Young Hoku had a bad day. I mean, a win is a win, but let's be realistic here. They can't play the same way they played the Atlanta Falcons like they're going to play the Houston Texans. They can't do that. You know, so again, they got to protect Baker Mayfield. That's key because he's got to set up throws. You got to get Godwin. You got to get Mike Evans going early on. Mike is a huge key contributor for this team. I mean, when game's on the line and you need somebody to make a catch, it's Mike. You always go to Mike. So Mike really has to get going early on in this game as well. He's got to set the tempo. I mean, it's kind of a good thing when you start to see Mike Evans catching balls early on in the game and they start gaining a tempo. It's very difficult to stop this Buccaneers ball club. It is. So I got to see them establish the run. I get what they do. But Coach Grizzard, I get what it's a balanced pass to run ratio with this Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I get it. And I get the offensive line is banged up, but I want to see a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for here? I want to see him get a little bit more creative, if you will, with this play call. I got to see a little bit more play call. And as far as the drives going, you know, the Buccaneers, I feel like got to do better. We can't get field goals. You need touchdowns. You have to get touchdowns. Just because you're going to find yourself in a situation very similar to last week. And you can't rely on that. You know what I'm saying? You can't depend on that. Like, I mean, not depend on it, but like you're what I saw last week with the Falcons, and again, I keep saying this, a win is a win, but that game shouldn't have gone down to a field goal. And they're very lucky that Young Ho Koo missed that kick. And I get he had a bad game, and I get he had a couple of bad kicks, but you can't. And this is a prime example of why, Chase missed the field goal as well. But this week, you can't drive down the field and just get 3 points. You got to get touchdowns. The field position is very important too. Special teams has to show up in this game. You saw what happened. We were down and out. Momentum was gone. And then Cam Johnson had a beautiful kick return. And it sparked that offense again. They got on the board, and Emeka Ibuka had 2 really good touchdowns. Do I think Emeka is going to repeat that performance? I think he'll have more receiving yards. I don't know about touchdowns, but I mean, I need to see more out of the offense. In my opinion, I gotta just I have to see more out of the offense, just because last week just didn't cut it for me, unfortunately. Like I liked what I seen, and I get it, it's week 1, but some things were a little concerning, and hopefully it's just a week, like a early on rust type of deal for some of these players. But yeah, red zone execution. Touchdowns, not field goals. That's huge. You need to score touchdowns. So I'm going to go ahead and give you my X factor on offense. It's got to be Mike Evans. He's coming back to Houston. He's from Galveston, Texas. It's close to home. I expect him to ball out. I think he's going to get 90. I think he'll get over 90 yards receiving this game, and I think he'll have a touchdown or 2. I wouldn't be surprised if Mike got in the end zone 2 times. That's our red zone guy. That's our red zone threat. I'd like to see him get some more yards. I think he's going to have a big game. He's going to be my X factor on offense for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I want to move past that and talk about the Houston Texans a little bit in their previous matchup with the LA Rams. Now, 265 total yards for the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud didn't look like the CJ Stroud that we know. He had they had 18 first downs. Third down efficiency was 2 for 9. Not very good. They were 1 for 1 on fourth down efficiency. They ran 57 total plays. They allowed 3 sacks, and they lost a fumble and an interception. So they had 2 turnovers in that game. That's a thing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on defense. You have to contain CJ Stroud. You have to disrupt him. Todd Bowles needs to do a better job of playing CJ Stroud than he did in previous years. I get it. That was his rookie year a couple years ago, but I mean, CJ Stroud is still CJ Stroud. He's a very good quarterback, in my opinion. Good young quarterback. Love the attitude. Just great kid on and off the field. But the Buccaneers defense really needs to contain him and disrupt what they have going on in the backfield. CJ Stroud, I mean, I'm not saying that, the Buccaneers defense needs to play perfect, but it's kind of like bend but don't break. It's okay to give up the field goals, but you have to win on third downs. That's key for me. You got to win those third downs, in my opinion. We can't leave this defense out in the field too much. I want to keep them fresh. I want to see guys getting pressures. Like, Hassan Reddick, he's a guy that I'm going to circle here. He's a guy that I think may have a big game, in my opinion, because I know the offensive line for the Texans is banged up as well. And it's so strange early on in the season. It's not just us. It's not just the Texans. It's a lot of teams around the league that are banged up early on. Very strange. But the Buccaneers defense, I feel like they did a pretty good job last week. But there's some things that they need to clean up. Yaya Diaby needs to get to the quarterback. He needs to wrap up the quarterback. I heard an interesting take on the Jay Retcher podcast. And I think it was Jay Retcher's podcast. I'm not sure. Shout out to him. Make sure you guys tune into him on noontime. But they were talking about Yaya Diaby. Can he disrupt a game and so on and so on? And it's not just him. It's a lot of people that it's not to bring this up. Can Yaya Diaby disrupt a game? I'm still waiting. Kind of like I'm still waiting for Kalijah Kancey to break out. Kalijah Kancey is the guy who said he wants to have the most sacks this year, or he's going to get the most sacks this year. These two guys I've been hearing a lot about, and I really haven't seen much. So I need to see more out of these guys. I think Hassan Reddick has himself a big game. I think Hassan Reddick, what he did last week was perfect. I think his numbers were ridiculous last week for his quarterback pressure, but I'd like to see him get at least 2 sacks this game, and it's very, very possible considering their offensive line is banged up as well as ours. Um, you know, CJ Stroud's last game against the Rams, and the Rams, I think the Rams are a pretty good team in my opinion. A lot of people count them out not to win the NFC West, but I don't know, the way the 49ers are going, I can't see Mac Jones leading that team uh, to much more victories. Let's face facts. They played a very bad New Orleans Saints team. They're scrappy. The New Orleans Saints are scrappy, but they're not a very good team. And I think, sorry, Tony, but I think the 49ers are a little mediocre as well. Um, so with CJ Stroud, against the Rams, I think the Rams are a good team. I think they're a team that's definitely going to be in the playoffs. Let's see. I'm trying to find some statistics here from last week's game with CJ Stroud. Yes, right here. So, the Texans had trouble finishing drives last week. Also, the red zone issues are a problem from them, from what I can see. So that's actually pretty good for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I feel like the pass rush can hit home. If the Texans are having some issues in the red zone, I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can exploit that. Again, bend, don't break. You can give up some field goals here and there, but just bend, don't break, and just create pressure. I'd like to see, um, Zion McCollum get an interception here. He dropped 2 interceptions last week, and I know a lot of people got on top of him for that, and I get it. But at least he's getting his hand on the ball. He's making plays, and I get it. You got to catch those, but you know, there's a reason why he plays corner. Uh, um, I think the defense is going to improve this week. I don't think they're going to shut him out, but because you are on the road, and you know, I would like to see the Buccaneers really take this one, because then if you can take this one from the Houston Texans, now you're going to go 2-0. You're coming home to Tampa, white creamsicle game, and you're playing against the Jets, who are not a very good team, unfortunately. Justin Fields, I'm going to say this about Justin Fields now. He's done. I'm sorry. Justin Fields, I've been trying to back him up. You can't turn the football over like that, like he did yesterday. That fumble, he's a backup. He's not a starter, in my opinion. And I hope I'm wrong. And I know there's a lot of Bear fans that still like him, including my co-host for Around the NFL, Jamie. I'm sorry, man. I'm done with that story. Justin Fields is a backup quarterback at best. I'm sorry. Can't do it. So again, going back to what I was saying, the Buccaneers, now you're 2-0 and you're coming home to the New York. I mean, you're coming home to Tampa to play the New York Jets. And I'm not saying it's an easy victory, but I like our chances. Now you're 3-0, and then you're playing Philadelphia. This is good, and you potentially have Tristan Wirfs back, but you got to win this game tonight against the Houston Texans. Look, I think it's going to be a lot of what you've seen against the Atlanta Falcons. I think it's going to be similar to that, guys. I I think the Buccaneers are the better team in my in this situation. So for me, the Buccaneers do's and don'ts. Don't turn the ball over if you're on offense, because if you turn the ball over, CJ Stroud and company, they're gonna kill you. They're gonna kill you. You can't fall behind against this team. You're 1-5 against this team. It's time to give CJ Stroud their receipt back, and you got to punch the Houston Texans in the mouth, and you got to take the crowd out of it early. So you have to run the football efficiently, obviously, in my opinion, to really get that pass game going. You have to get the crowd out of the game. And for me, another do would be just execute properly on special teams. No miss. Like, if extra points are crucial, don't miss extra points. Everybody needs to do their job. The don'ts: don't turn the ball over. That's it. Just don't turn the ball over. and don't commit stupid penalties on offense like false starts or holding. Those are drive killers. They'll stall your drive. So those are my do's and don'ts. My final prediction for tonight, and I'm going to make this short because, I still got responsibilities. um, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 27, Houston Texans 20. And obviously, X Factors is Mike Evans on offense. My X Factor on defense is Hassan Reddick. But the reason why I say 27-20 is because I think we're going in there. It's going to be a hostile crowd. It's on the road. And I think it was an off performance from CJ Stroud last week. I think they're going to do better this week, but I think the Buccaneers, their defense is really going to show up, and they're going to make some key stops when they need to make them. Um, I just hope the Buccaneers don't shoot themselves in the foot, because this game can go one of two ways. Either they're going to start off strong and finish, or there's going to be that one stupid thing where they shoot themselves in the foot, and that's game. Because we've seen it happen before. Baker Mayfield, I believe, is 1-7 on Monday Night Football. I think that changes tonight. I think he gets the W today. And again, they have to protect Baker at all costs. I know that the offensive line is playing musical chairs right now, and Tristan Wirfs is not in there. Luke Gedeke is questionable, I believe. But this team needs to protect Baker. You have to give Baker time in that pocket to find guys like Mike, Sterling Shepard, Emeka Ibuka, Ryan Miller, like whoever's out there. We desperately need Chris Godwin back in the worst way. And I love what Emeka Ibuka is doing, but I'll tell you what, if we had Chris Godwin, Emeka Ibuka, and Mike Evans, that's a tough trio to stop. And Jalen McMillan not being there, and then our depth with Sterling Shepard and Ryan Miller. I just want to see a good football game. I want to see consistency and efficiency from this football team, especially on defense. I hope the defense really shows up tonight. I hope Parrish has himself a good game again. I hope, Zion McCollum gets an interception. So, I mean, I don't really do the gambling thing, really. I haven't really started that at all this year because from what I've learned, and I'll get into this a little bit, I don't really like doing the FanDuel, the DraftKings, any of that stuff early on in the season. I mean, unless they were paying me for a sponsorship, then that's a different story. But I don't really like doing it early on in the season because I just feel like the parlays and the player props and all that stuff, it's so unpredictable. I might get my feet wet in October or November when it comes to that because you don't really know too much about these teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, so how many people do you think their parlays got screwed up when Joe Burrow went out of the game yesterday? That's what I'm saying. Like, nothing's really established, and I get it. He got hurt. Anybody can get hurt. But what I'm saying is it's too early on in the season to really understand. I guarantee you probably had people who lost their parlays because they had Bucky Irving probably going over 80 yards, rushing with a touchdown. What did he get? You know what I'm saying? It's too early. That's why I don't really dabble in the gambling right away. But I'm just hoping for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to come out looking strong. They have to. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Obviously, I see a lot. I've been going through the YouTube stuff. A lot of you guys are listening to this show are not subscribed to the YouTube channel. Make sure you go and smash that like button for this video. Make sure you go and like and subscribe to the Frozen Pirate Podcast on YouTube. A lot of people join on the Instagram. Just get off of Instagram and come on over to the YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I can't emphasize that enough. It helps out greatly on the YouTube stuff. But again, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 27-20. Mike Evans as my offensive X factor because I feel like this game is really gonna come down to the third and fourth quarter. I think it's gonna be even in the beginning of the first two quarters, and I think the third and fourth quarter, I think things are gonna ramp up, things are gonna get heated, and we're gonna see some scoring. I don't expect a big scoring game. Maybe towards the back end. That's why I said 27-20. It's just that both teams are both banged up. It's who's gonna make the mistake first, who's gonna shoot themselves in the foot first, and that's what this game to me is what it's gonna come down to. I think these two teams are almost not evenly matched. I give the Buccaneers a slight edge because they have more talent, but the Texans are a tough team, and anytime they have C.J. Stroud and their coach DeMarco Ryans there, um, they're gonna come out and play. Um, you know, the Buccaneers on offense, like I said, they have to run the football early. You got to keep that Houston Texans defense honest. You know what I'm saying? You know, making them crowd the box. That's how you get over the top with guys like Mike. I think guys like Mike Evans, Mike's gonna have a big game. I'm gonna call it because it's close to home for him. I think he's gonna have a big game tonight. Maybe he gets 2 touchdowns, but I know he gets over 80 yards receiving. That's just my opinion. Let's go to the comments here. Damn YouTube Sports Talk. What's going on, Ralph, man? We got to get you on for State of the South, maybe later on this week. 24-20, Houston Texans at home. Can't start 0-2 with the Titans at 0-2 and Indy 0-2. I get it, my brother, but here's the thing. The Buccaneers are 1-5 against the Houston Texans. They're terrible on primetime, and I get it. A lot of people are like, well, there you go. That's why they're going to lose. I don't think so. I think they snapped that streak, and I think it's going to I think that primetime stuff is going to stop affecting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll tell you what, if the Buccaneers lose on primetime again tonight, I'm not watching another primetime game. I can't. It's ridiculous. In the last couple of games we've had against the Atlanta Falcons on primetime, I don't know, man. We can't go out like that. We can't go out like that. You know, so, you know, I'm just sick of it, 1-5. And Baker Mayfield, crazy statistic. I think he's 1-9 on Monday night. So I can't see him going 1-10. Not with the Bucs, man. Another thing I wanted to talk about too. I'm just reading some notes here. I wasn't really expecting doing a show tonight. It kind of throws me off my rhythm here doing the show this early. And I know you guys are driving home from work. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Smash that like button. It goes a long way here. We just recently gave away a free jersey to Christopher Wallace. He gave me his information. Actually, he has to give me his address and stuff because I have to ship that out to him. I believe he wanted a white Baker Mayfield jersey. So you have a white Baker Mayfield jersey coming your way. So that's why you guys got to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You guys got to share this stuff, man, because he's a listener that's been there for a while now. So, and he likes and he subscribed to the channel. He likes the stuff. Really cool message I got from him recently too, the other day, especially with the Charlie Kirk situation and stuff like that. If you guys been paying attention to the YouTube channel, I went on my YouTube channel and I opened it up that day because it was a terrible thing that happened. And I guess a couple of people unsubscribed from the YouTube channel. Whatever, man. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a heart. What happened was terrible. But he hit me up and he said, "Hey, good for you." Not in these words, but hey, man, basically, good for you speaking your truth, this and that. And I appreciate that. And like I said, I don't do politics on this show whatsoever. But I'll be damned if something like that happens and I don't address something like that or give my point of view, because like I said, that was a terrible thing that happened. That's why I opened up the show today with how you guys doing. Treat each other kindly. Like, I just try to stay positive, man. That's it. Just try to stay positive. The world is too negative for me to live negatively. I don't do that stuff. But let's get back to the Buccaneers, and I'm gonna sign off because, like I said, I got some daddy duties to tend to. Sorry if I kind of rushed this show. Like I said, prime time is not only bad for the Buccaneers. I guess it's bad for me too. Kind of throws me off. You kind of wait around, like Baker says. You wait around to play all day. Again, the dues for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you got to establish the run early, keep the Texans defense nice and honest. You got to force Houston into third and longs. That means, wrapping up running backs in the backfield, pressuring CJ Stroud, sacking him. I'm still waiting for a Buccaneer game where they get like 6 sacks. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see a good defensive performance. And again, make the red zones count. The red zone strip. No field goals. You have to make the red zone trips count. You cannot kick field goals in this game, especially against the Houston Texans. You have to make you got to make those count. And I want to see a deep shot to Mike Evans this game. I want to see one of those deep shots to Mike. I think he's going to get one. I'm going to call it. I think Mike gets a touchdown on a deep shot from Baker Mayfield. Obviously, the don'ts for this game, like I said, Don't allow Stroud sit in the pocket. Don't allow him to extend plays because you're going to play a similar quarterback in within the next upcoming weeks in Jalen Hurts. You saw what Jalen Hurts is doing, man. He's killing teams with his feet, the tush push, all that stuff. You got to contain CJ Stroud. That's a huge key to victory for me. Contain CJ Stroud, and don't let him extend plays. Don't settle for the field goals. You have to score touchdowns. I know I'm kind of repeating myself here. I just want to make sure I get everything in. And this is a big one. This is another key to victory for me. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. Don't commit penalties that kill or stall your drives. If the Buccaneers can avoid that, I'm telling you right now, they're going to win this fucking game. Excuse me for cussing, but they will. Because that's a momentum killer when you shoot yourself in the foot with dumb penalties, holding, and that goes for you too, Jamel Dean. Passing interference. Quit grabbing, man. It's caused that they're drive killers, man. They're drive killers, and the defense has got to get off the field. I don't want to see 3 and outs by the offense. I don't want to see drives that are stalled. No delay of games. That's key. No holding. I don't want to see that. I know you're gonna get a couple here and there, but just don't shoot yourself in the foot. And again, my X factors are Mike Evans, with Chris Godwin out, Emeka Abuka being a rookie, and Jalen McMillan being out, and Sterling Shepard kind of filling in and stuff like that. I expect Mike to get a lot of targets and a lot of. Can Coach Grizzard force mismatches with Mike? That's why I'm saying I'd like to see Baker hit him with a nice deep ball. And obviously on defense, my X factor is Hassan Reddick. I want to see him disrupt in that backfield. I'd like to see him get to CJ Stroud for at least 2 sacks. Again, if CJ Stroud if you can get Hassan Reddick in the backfield disrupting CJ Stroud, and Yaya Diaby can come in and clean that up, man, I'm telling you right now, the Buccaneers will cruise to victory. So with all that being said, guys, my prediction, 27-20, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, your Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to win this game, and they're going to snap those bad juju that they have on Monday night. And Baker Mayfield hopefully can get some primetime wins. Christopher Wallace right here, the winner of our free jersey giveaway. You got to text me your address too, because I got to ship that out. Your address, your everything. I think Kancey, Reddick, and Zion will have big games tonight. I think they rebound, start fast, but the kicking game has to be a lot better. Well, here's my thing. Excuse me for cussing. Fuck the kicking game. You got to score touchdowns. For me, I'm sorry, you can't waste drives on field goals when it comes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this game. I mean, when it comes to the Houston Texans, you cannot stall. And like I said, I can't emphasize this enough. And after the game, and I hope all this stuff comes true, the Buccaneers can win this game if they don't shoot themselves in the foot with stupid penalties on offense, because that's kind of been their kryptonite. Ralph from Damn YouTube Sports Talk, real quick, make sure you guys are subscribed to him as well. Damn YouTube Sports Talk on YouTube. Follow him on Instagram. He does some awesome stuff. I keep telling him I appreciate him because he's like my ESPN. I go to his story. He has all the major stories, not just in the NFL, baseball, football, basketball, everything. So shout out to him, man. Hassan Reddick has to match Will Anderson's energy off the edge. I think he can. Like I said, I'm predicting him to get 2 sacks this game, and that's because they're banged up just as much as we're banged up. But I said it earlier in the show. I think the Buccaneers have a slight edge over the Houston Texans, even though they're in Houston. It's got to be the Buccaneers, right? 1-5 all time against the Houston Texans. It's got to be the game. And I'll tell you one thing: if they don't come out of Houston with a victory, I'm not going to say it's okay, because it's never okay to take a loss. It's not. But you need this game. You need to build. For me to be a believer, And I'm still predicting this team to be in the NFC Championship game. But for me to be a believer, I have to see something against the Texans because that win against the Falcons, I seen a lot of good things, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, okay, hey, they can compete with the Eagles. Let me ask you a question, and this is for everybody in the comment section right now. Please comment. Do you think this Tampa Bay Buccaneers football team can beat the Philadelphia Eagles right now? I'll wait. Because right now, I got to see more from them. That's just me. I have to see more out of the defense, and I have to see more out of Coach Grizzard and that offense. Real quickly to talk about some stuff before I wrap this up. I mean, if you guys want to keep going in the comments, I'm waiting. Do you think the Buccaneers can beat the Eagles? Let me know. Because right now, I don't think so. Christopher Wallace says currently no, but middle of the season, yes. Once healthy and getting together and gelling together. Yeah, I mean, same. I don't think they can beat the Philadelphia Eagles right now. I got to see more against, especially. I mean, Atlanta. I know Atlanta got a victory over the Vikings, but I mean, really, it's the Vikings. I mean, I didn't have high hopes for them. I did like JJ McCarthy a lot, but Jamie sent me his chart, his throwing chart. It was terrible. Didn't really like what I seen. He was always to his right. He was throwing the football. He doesn't really throw the football to his left. Very odd too, considering that organization and their head coach. But with the Buccaneers and the Texans, it's got to be the Buccaneers, man. I can't emphasize that enough. You cannot shoot yourselves in the foot with the offense. You know, defense got to show me something. I got to see more. I don't want to see a repeat of of the Atlanta Falcons game. I'll tell you that because they started off slow. They started off sluggish. There was people in the conversation that were like, "Fire Todd Bowles." Oh my God, week 1. We're already talking about firing a coach before the half. So again, it's going to be a fun game to watch. Would I be lying to you if, I'm excited to watch this game or that I'm not excited? I'm not going to lie. I'm a little nervous because, like I said, I hate staying up late considering what I do for work. I get up at 4:30 in the morning. Lately, not so much. I've been hitting that snooze button, but that's shame on me. I got to do better. We all have to do better. But I don't want to waste my time staying up. It was kind of like, I think it was like, who was it? The Cowboys where Rashad White fumbled last year. You guys remember that? Wasting my time watching the game. I mean, I'm a fan and I obviously I love the team, but it's just like, it's tough, man. Like, stop wasting my time. These games end late too. And that's another thing too with the NFL. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if you guys agree. These primetime games have to stop at 8:30. You need to start kickoff like at 7 p.m. That's reasonable, man. 7 p.m. kickoff for all primetime games. Thank God the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play at 10. I mean, at 7. That's pretty much all I got to say, guys. Hopefully the Buccaneers can show us something. Hopefully the defense can show me something. Show me something, Todd. Show me something, Coach. I want to see how nasty, how violent this defense can be. Because you look back at some of these old Buccaneer ball clubs, the 99 Buccaneers, the 02 Buccaneers, where have these defenses performances have gone? Where have they gone? I'd like to see one tonight. What about you guys? Give me a thumbs up if you guys want to see a repeat from the 99 and the 02 Buccaneer defense. If you want to see those type of defenses show up this year, because I would. Because I'll tell you one thing. With the amount of talent this team has on offense, if they can just be a top 5 defense, I'm telling you right now, they'll win the Super Bowl. That's it. So, field position is a big thing. I like to see special teams really contribute to this game. I want to see the Buccaneers maybe kick return. We've seen a lot of them this week. Liam Cohen and what's his face? Carmela Sopranos and Furio's kid. I keep calling him. Trevor Lawrence. What's that about? Waving him off. We've seen another one with Bo Nix and Sean Payton. We'll get into that this Wednesday. We'll be back. We're going to be doing obviously a lot of Buccaneers talk this Wednesday. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. Depends. I'll let you guys know. But actually, no, I can't do tomorrow. This Wednesday coming up, we're going to be doing obviously the Buccaneers post-game show. The good, the bad, the ugly. And then let me see if I can get Ralph. Ralph, let me know if you want to jump on for a segment. State of the South. We'll talk some NFC South. And then we'll talk around the NFL with Jamie. That should be fun. As always, guys, make sure you guys are liked and subscribed to the YouTube channel. And I can't emphasize that enough. I'm going to be doing another free giveaway of something next month. Oh, real quickly before I do, shout out to the man, DJ Ups. If you guys haven't followed him on Instagram, Jay Pringle, DJ Ups, he's doing a costume for kids. What he's trying to do is raise money. And this is on me too. I should be posting this on the Instagram, but it's tough, man, with a lot of stuff. Very busy, but I'm going to do it right after this. DJ Ups is doing this thing where it's costume for kids. So $10 gets you a ticket, $25 I think it gets you like 3 or 5 tickets, whatever. Anyways, it's going for a great cause because when you donate, you put yourself to a raffle and you could win an autographed jersey from Antoine Winfield Jr., Brad Johnson, Kalijah Cansey, and he has a Yankees player as well. It's a win-win situation. If you don't win, it's all good, man. It's costumes for kids. He's trying to raise $600 to buy 6 costumes for kids. Go to his Instagram. It's DJ Ups. Look him right up, DJ Ups. Or you can follow him on Facebook, Jay Pringle, and click his link. It's the GoFundMe, and you click that link. You donate what you can. If you can donate $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $20. I donated $30. I'm gonna send the link out to my lovely wife, girlfriend, whatever. I don't know. I'm kidding. And I'm gonna send the link to a few people so they can donate. Like I said, it's to a good cause. I was one of those kids that didn't have a costume. So, and I know what that feels like, man. And it sucks, man. 8, 9 years old, you can't go trick-or-treating. It's a shitty feeling. So make sure you guys go hit him up or just message him. If you can't find the link, message him. Hey, how can I donate? It's fucking peanuts, man. It's literally $5, $10. Who cares, man? You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do with that money anyways? Just donate. It's going to a good cause. It's going to the kids, man. Make sure you guys go hit him up. Ask him how you can donate or click one of his links, the GoFundMe, and just donate today if you want a chance to win a free jersey giveaway. All right, guys, with all that being said, happy Monday. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful night. I'm probably going to watch the game right out here. It's a nice night here in Massachusetts, so I better enjoy it. With all that being said, make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel because I was checking some statistics there, and a lot of people are watching, but you're not all subscribed. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and smash that like button. Goes a long way, and it helps out with the free giveaway stuff. Who knows? We might do another free jersey giveaway. But as always, guys, with everything that transpired last week, let's just be better, man. Let's just be better fans, better husbands, better wives, better brothers, sisters, whatever. Let's just be better. Treat each other better. And like I said, if you don't like what I have to say on this show, I'm sorry. Sorry that you feel that way. But you got to have a soul, man. Go Bucs. Yeah, man, go Bucs. Like I said, I see a lot of new viewers here. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. But yeah, like I was saying, we just have to do better. I guess it's a little bit of a delay. The wife just heard what I said. Sorry. She's cooking dinner right now, so that's a good thing. But we have to do better. I see a lot of Buccaneer platforms out there. Let's work together, man. Let's just, we're all the same community. We all love the same team. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man, I like my stuff local. I can't go to the outside media like what does Colin Coward know about this team? He doesn't watch this team. You know, a lot of these people on ESPN, they don't know jack shit about this team. You know who knows about this team? We do. The loose cannons, they know about this team. You know, guys on Bucs Report, they know about this team. Pewter Report, they know about this team. You know, guys I do shows with like Daniel Morales. Shout out to him. Make sure you guys go and check him out. On Pewter Report, him and Matt Matera are going to be doing the play-by-play. So after you're done here, make sure you guys go and tune in to Pewter Report and go watch my boy Daniel Morales and Matt Matera kill it. They did a fantastic job last week. I was at Disney with the family, listening to the both of them, fully entertained. Good stuff by the both of them. Make sure you guys give a huge shout out to Daniel Morales. He is killing it with the media stuff, with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, covering them. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to his YouTube channel, Fear of the Bay. He's got some good stuff. We'll see if we can get Daniel on the show this week on Wednesday. We're going to have a loaded show. I'll tell you that. So, yeah, definitely this Wednesday. Show will start at 8 o'clock. We're going to have a loaded show. And make sure you guys go check him out on Pewter Report. He's going to be doing the play-by-play with Matt Matera. Really looking forward to that because I can't stand listening to the commentary, man. It all depends on who it was. I grew up in, the 90s and stuff like that with Pat Summerall and John Madden. That was the shit, dude. Just you don't really have that anymore, So I'm going to shut the commentary off. I'm going to listen to my boy, Daniel Morales and Matt Matera do the play-by-play for the game. So make sure they're on Pewter Report. Make sure you guys go check them out. And like I said, guys, we have to do better. Not just as human beings, but as a civilization, as Americans, we have to be better. Let's treat each other a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? With all that being said, guys, I know I kind of went on and rant, but I do that sometimes. I'm slowly getting excited for this game. We suck on primetime, but I'm slowly getting excited for this game. As always, go Bucs, fire the cannons. Let's go Bucs.